This is funny. Giving all the praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakarium, Shah Yasha Allah. That's peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. Now you have, this is redacted. They live, they going on. They on right now. You know, and I just caught it right about 10 minutes ago. You know, and they discussing the MOTB. So we in a serious time of prophecy right now. So everybody's talking about these digital IDs that's coming within months. Could be by June, you know, into the summer. But it's here. So you got the Bilderberg meeting that took place a few hours ago, you know. And as you're going to see in this video, this is fair use. And you're going to see in this video that Bilderberg meeting is supposed to be surrounded with secrecy. You know, that's the whole thing about this meeting here. You know, it's an annual meeting. It's supposed to be extremely private, some top elites. And I'm sure that the mark of the beast, which is digital IDs and chipping the people, is number one on the table with these people. But the Lord is exposing them, you know, faces and shit. You're going to see a gate fly down, you know, certain spies, you know, face was just, so it's just a mess, which showed that we at the end of Esau's secrecy, because it tells you in Thessalonians that man of sin be revealed. So we at the end, so everything, like one of their top spies, somebody, I think it was Britain, they're going to show you top spy face was shown. You know, you got Peter Thiel there, you know. So this stuff is not supposed to come out, but we at the time, we're going to get right into the video with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is just revealing all your secrets. Man, you done. This is Psalms 37, verse 12, NLT. The wicked plotteth against the godly. What do you think these secret meetings are about? Huh? They're about them plotting on the tribes, mainly. That's Psalms 83. You know, they have a confederacy against us. They conspire. Why do the heathen rage? You know, they've been plotting on us for years, since they came out of the caves. But now we at the end of Esau's world, so he can't get nothing right, not even his secret meetings. The wicked plotteth against the godly. They snarl at them in defiance. But Yahweh shall laugh. But Yahweh just laughs, for he sees their day of judgment coming. KJV, Yahweh shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. And we sitting back, you know, just around every turn, you damn Edomites can't get it right, because we in a day of your downfall. And we see it, the Lord see it, we see it. I'm giggling, you know, people laughing at you. This is some embarrassing stuff, man.
Read it. Just Thrive Health.
Here's some hard concepts. Bilderberg. While the public was busy watching the daily chaos cycle of one of the most secretive power gatherings in the world was happening in Washington, D.C., the 72nd Bilderberg meeting ran from April 9th to April 12th, just wrapped up at the Salamander Hotel. Some journalists tried to get their hands on some information there. They were trying to get some people on camera. Like Dan Dix was capturing a bunch of information there as well. But the official agenda had AI, China, Russia, the Middle East, the transatlantic defense industrial relationship, even the future of warfare was a big discussion of the Bilderbergs. Here's the head of MI6. She's just walking out casually. There she is, like she's not even trying to hide it. Like Britain's top spy is at the Bilderbergs meeting there. No, notice that green fence that they set up. They set up this big green fence to try to keep the press away. But unfortunately, the wind in Washington just kept blowing it down. I just hope that's That's just like
that's the side, man.
Try to keep the press away, but unfortunately, the wind in Washington just kept blowing it down. I just hope that's
the Lord said He was going to send a destroying wind. You know, that's the first scripture that came to my mind. And that's the sign. You know, the Lord is about to blow these people down. Got their top spies being exposed. You know, this shit is over for you Edomites, man. Y'all ain't gonna face the reality until you in them chains. This is Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, aka America, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. You know, that's the sign. The wind kept knocking the makeshift fence down. A destroying wind. Well, that's a lot of destruction. You heard what was on the table. And you know that the chip, the mark of the beast, was the topic of discussion in the new digital system. You just know, you could imagine the tension in that room. This is AMP, same scripture. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I am going to stir up and put into action a fury against Babylon and against the rebellious people, a destroying wind and hostile spirit, man. So the Lord is going to bring that wind that's symbolic to the destruction, the hostile spirit that He's about to bring against you devils, man. And as you can see at one of your top meetings, supposed to be secure with this fence, which is some bullshit fence. You know, the elites are done with this place. Look at that fence. You know, the wind kept blowing it down. Look at these Secret Service members scrambling to lift up. This is embarrassing. You looking bad out here.
I don't know. Metaphor. I hope that that's a metaphor for all the wind that's blowing this down. Dan Dix captured this footage outside the hotel. He's like, I'm a journalist. I'm not going to help you pick this damn thing up. Keep blowing down. I'm just going to get more footage. Peter Thiel, also there. He was caught on camera. Plenty of other globalists. There's Peter Thiel coming out there. Your friend from Palantir. Mm-hmm. Andrew Goff is a researcher, writer, and television presenter on various historical conundrums.
Hey, everything is falling apart for you damn devils, man. A destroying wind. Well, we know that y'all plotting. You think that you got it. Back in Psalms 37, but you don't. In Psalms 37, verse 14, NLT. The wicked draw their swords, and they about to. They about to get busy. They know this Third World War is popping. Ain't no getting out of this. And string their bows to kill the poor and the oppressed, to slaughter those who do right. But their swords, your swords, your plots, your plans, your schemes will stab their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. It is better to be godly and have little than to be evil and rich. And you just looked at a lot of rich, evil people, man. The earth shall be given into the hands of the meek. But hey, I just want, you know, I thought I was cracking up when I saw that fence fall down and hit that ground like that. And they got these Secret Service guys scrambling to lift it up, and they capturing all the faces, you know, of these top guys going in and out of the building. Let me see something here.
Talk about the Bilderbergs, the secret meeting, and what we may have uncovered. Andrew, great to see you. Welcome back.
Thanks so much, guys. It's a pleasure to be back. Thanks for having me on the show.
Our pleasure. So when we throw the term Bilderbergs around, for some people, they don't realize it's, goes back 70 some years. But what exactly is the Bilderberg organization, and why should we even care about it?
You know, organizations like this, I really try to take the straight and narrow and use Occam's razor and give them the benefit of the doubt at the start. But it doesn't take long to realize that the Bilderberg Group is not a think tank with an agenda that's looking after our best interest. It appears to be far more nefarious. And I always like to look at the origins of this group. The Bilderberg Hotel, the Netherlands, 1954. You know, Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands created this group of elite, from politicians to media to CEOs of high-tech companies and just international who's who, to come together. Now, what's interesting about him is he was a card-carrying Nazi. He was convicted of bribe.
Basically, lesser luminaries. You know, these guys are not the top elites. They're not the Rothschilds. But even though they're being controlled, this is middle management. They got to get moving. You know, these people at this meeting, and, you know, you see these wars popping off. And they having these meetings, and you heard what was on the table. War, and more war. This is, let me see this here. Public perception. Due to the high-profile guest list and lack of transparency, the Bilderberg meeting is a frequent subject of conspiracy theories. Critics often accuse it of being a secret world government, while organizers and many observers maintain it is simply a formal super club. Yeah, right. For powerful figures to network and share insight. And they definitely sharing insight. But for a meeting that's been going on since 1954, see, the Lord is casting this man down, and they can't even keep a damn fence up, and you got trillions of dollars in the building. Yeah, well, we at this man's end. And the Lord gave a little sign right there, man. You know, the winds is coming for you damn devils. And we sitting back enjoying this thing blow for blow. This is Song 64, verse 2, NLT. Hide me from the plots of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers. They sharpen their tongues like swords and aim their bitter words like arrows. They shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly. They encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice, they say. As they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning, but Yahweh himself will shoot them with his arrows, suddenly striking them down, man. So, you know, all your plans and your scheming and shit, this is over, man. And the world is tired of you damn Edomites. They had enough. The Lord about to dust you off. We at the end giving all the praise, honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, Shalom.